Right, I'm great. Are you happy to be back?
Ecstatic, OB. Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on, people?
Chilling in this piece.
Hey.
Man, in this piece.
This right here is the End the No podcast with your boy T the Chef, my right hand man Jaycutta.
In the building.
Man, we about to be stupid today, and this might be the podcast to get us banned.
It could. It could.
It possibly could.
Hey.
We're gonna have some fun today, though. First off, man, check this out. So, I cook. Nice cutting board, right? So the lady that made this, when I went to order from her, she was offering some more things. Something that I ordered wasn't in stock. So she said, "Do you like cigars?" I know what I smoke. Mine are thin. It ain't the big boy joints, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "You got to give me something from my partner that's custom made, just for you."
Well,
Gators.
look at the Gators.
You can put it right
as
you're smoking,
sir.
Yes, sir. We got to look out.
This to the future, go Gators. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be there one day.
I don't know about the number one thing.
We're going to be there one day. You know what I mean? We're going to get back to glory. You got to get back to glory.
That's what he thinks. They'll let him do it.
Get back to glory. Yay. Struggling right now.
It's ugly right now. I can't say much.
We had Jimmy Walker status right now. Temporary layoffs. We struggling.
I ain't getting a job.
Good time.
Easy credit rip off.
Like the Florida State game. You see what I'm saying? The rip off.
Oh,
Bill Napier, he's trash.
Hey man, so we ain't gonna hold it up today. We got to jump on into this. So jump on into what you want to talk about today, Jay.
So man, we talk about keeping it 100. I hear a lot of people say keep it 100. And I guess the 100 is to represent truth. But we all know in society 100 is no such thing.
They make counterfeit ones too.
Yeah, it's and that's pretty much what this is. So, carry with this thought process. I got it from a business cat actually. One of the business owners we worked with at a convention one time. He said the 80-20 rule. Okay. So in business, he was talking about 80% of enjoyment of your family and your time, and 20% work. Mm-hmm. So your 20% has to supply 80% of enjoyment. Okay. So the way it's naturally set up, most people work 80% and enjoy 20%. So he economically kind of put that on a plate to say, whatever you do, let it not consume your time, but let it provide you with the time you need to do what you want to do with your family and even with yourself, as far as just having you time.
Right.
You know, having some time to where there's no struggle, there's no stress. I can go do this and go there, this, that, and the other, and not worry about what may be lacking.
Gotcha.
So the 80-20 that's basically your business owners, your supervisors, your the ones above your supervisors. I'm sorry, your CEOs, your vice presidents, all those different positions operate on an 80-20 rule. They work 20% of the time. That's why a lot of people say, people get paid to do nothing. Mm-hmm. It's because the heavy work is for the people who are on the 80% work and 20% enjoyment. So the ones that get the 20% of work and 80% of enjoyment are the people who run the show. So kind of took that rule into society. If you think about it, people talk about truth a lot, but you get 80% of an image of truth, but you only get 20% of substance. So the 80-20 is you get 20% substance and facts and things you can build off of. 80% is really fluff. It's really foolishness. It's just something that you see.
Filler.
Yeah, to make you feel like you're getting the 80%.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just like when you meet a person.
Mm-hmm.
The person that you meet, a lot of times, is not the person that you end up being with. Because you got to get past the 80% they wanted to give you and get to the 20% that makes them run, makes them operate. So the 20% is really what's inside of a person, what makes their mind work, how they think, how they feel, how they operate, how they move. So the 80-20. So I'm going to it just a little bit here. On the 80%, so I call 80% image. And it's like you see what others want you to see only. Like, you have people that come out amongst people and in front of people, and they basically let you see who they want to be. Okay? But once you get to know them, the 20% that's left is what they actually are.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Because, see, the thing about substance is it doesn't take a lot of substance to create a whole lot of image. You see what I'm saying? You can have a person that is a decent person and put out the image of a great person. Or a person that's sneaky can put out the image of a person that's reliable. You know, it's just like the image portion of it is what drives society. That drives every ad we see, advertisements, from fashion to entertainment to everything. The 80-20 rule is like, look, I'm going to give you what you're looking for. Just don't dig too far. Because once you start digging into things, you realize there's no substance in this. This just looked like what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. It only looks like it on the outside. So
until you start digging.
Yeah. And people that deal in the 80-20 as far as image versus substance, a lot of times they control the narrative. They never deal with what's beneath the surface. Because, see, the thing about it is, in order to deal with the 20% of people, you must then get into change. Because, see, if you got a real friend is not going to let you present 80% image and 20% substance. Because they're going to realize we can't function as friends if you don't have a 20% of you that's real.
That's right. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
That's I think key to not just friendships, but in really anything. Your business partner, your mate, whatever. Mm-hmm. You have to really just get a true understanding of who you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. You know, when you said something about this topic, you know, it was for me, it was on the perception versus reality. You know, you can scroll through social media all day long, and it's somebody that says they're a guru because they have attained a certain amount of material things that make them look like they know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When in actuality, they could just be a good crew. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? The perception is, oh, I'm a guru. I know what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together this marketing strategy that's going to get you here, but it's going to cost you $200 to join this class. So everybody jump into it because he looks like he know what he's talking about.
Looks like success.
Yeah. When everything he's showing in the video is rented.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's real easy to get caught up in a lot of that. But more important than what you're talking about is from the friendship aspect or just the relationships. You know, you really got to dig sometimes to get that bottom line. You get what I'm saying? Some people are cut and dry though. They are who they are, and it may be, and then a lot of times, and sometimes in that, they're just in a sense, people call them boring because they just cut and dry.
Right.
That's
Right.
it. Across the board, it ain't no none of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that person you probably not gonna have to deal because they're not gonna change.
Right.
But it's real easy to see people enjoying and having their way with life when everything is good.
Right.
That true test comes when it go bad.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? What I'm
Everything
saying
is a
is,
fan.
okay, now we've been living like George and Weezy. We doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You lose a job, or she may lose a job, and now we working on half of what we used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then that strain come in. Now we got to figure out. That's gonna be that test of really who you are. Can you live less?
Right.
Can you not drive the most modern car
Right.
and still be who you are?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you really, it is a true test of everybody that surrounds you. To be honest with you, and just like you saying, if we ain't gonna keep it a buck, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason for. I ain't gotta hate you.
Right.
I just know we can't deal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So I can. Like I said, when this topic came up, I was like, man, this is gonna be a good one because I hope people get the understanding of what they're really surrounding themselves with.
Right.
And if you want to get to, that level,
Mm-hmm.
you can attain that level. Most times you're gonna do it by yourself.
Yeah.
That's
the sad part.
Exactly. And everybody that you wanted to take with you might not be able to handle that.
Right.
So
I have another point with what you just said is becoming content with impressing people instead of establishing you.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times people will hide who they are just to impress those that they're around and continue to keep up with that image that they perceive you to be. Instead of giving them you and saying, well, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what it is, you either deal or don't. A lot of times we're so out of touch with inner strength that we won't allow our true self to just be what it is, because everyone has struggle moments, everyone has emotional struggles, everyone has life struggles, mind struggles. You have moments to where you don't even know which direction you're going. So it's like when you throw all of that to the side and constantly you become hard pressed to put out an image to keep people out of your business, to keep people from asking you questions, to keep people from having you to deal with the very areas that you know you need to deal with to become a better person. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, holding you accountable.
Exactly.
So you do everything around that not to be held accountable.
Right. That's that false
image. You got. If you're going to elevate, you're going to have to learn some point of transparency.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be to that point. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn how to function by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to focus that you have tunnel vision. There is nobody else that I need to impress.
Mm-hmm.
No more than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people out here who are working. They grinding to show everybody else, to appease everybody else, and they are miserable inside.
Right, and that goes into creating stress and problems in your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's real easy. Like, people that may go out and you think they're having the time of their life, go home and be by themselves and damn near cried.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In
Right.
the house, like it's a lot of depressed people
that appear.
Yeah, they appear happy. Yeah, they appear
but
like
that's
they're
the whole thing.
achieving.
The most people that are depressed, you can go back to their page, social media, or you seeing them every day at work, and they smiling, cutting up like ain't nothing wrong. Deep down inside, they don't even want to be here.
Right, right, torn up, you know, and that goes to evaluation, man. It's like, let me tell you something, man. Black people, first of all, let's get to the gristle. Black folk believe that mental health is a weakness, first of all, and that's one of the silliest things I've ever heard. Because if you actually think about it, we as a people have been under the most pressure of any other race it is. And what we don't understand is that has caused us to have mental issues. See, and the thing about it is we've been told so long that that's just how things are, that we fall in love with the struggle. So we no longer look past the struggle. We fall in love with it. And so once we fall in love with the struggle, success is no longer an option. Now it becomes some type of survival or just maintaining. Yeah, you know?
Just getting by.
Yeah, you just get by instead of getting over. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that was one of the things I really was kind of keying in on is, you know, it makes you be pressed. You can't relax when you're not yourself because you always have to put some extra on it. You got to always do something beyond what you would normally do in your regular thinking. It's just, you know, and it's sad, but you think about how many people go on like videos, TV, wherever you want to be, and they fight, show out, do all this other stuff. We glorify the stupid stuff, and but see, the things that have substance don't get play.
No,
you know what I'm saying, and
none whatsoever.
And the crazy part is, it's quite a few of us that are turning the page now and starting to learn how to deal with ourselves and, you know what I'm saying, become stronger people, men and women, even young adults.
I vouch for that.
You know, some are finding.
I would vouch for that.
You know,
I would vouch for that all
day.
And going back and saying that, you know, I have a lot of people who talk to me. You know, I've been like that since I was a kid, and they make it seem like I'm not supposed to have problems.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
What I will tell you is that there are days I feel like Superman. There's days I feel like Black Man.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I have that. I have that tenacity in me to know, you know, when I myself need to take a break. And that's probably one of the biggest things, especially now, you know, you married, you got kids, I got grands, and being not so much that I need to be happy all the time when I see them, just that, you know what I mean? It's just that learn how to say, okay, hey, today I'm just gonna chill out. I ain't gonna take on the world. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna take it easy for today. And that's one thing, especially with my wife, she'd be like, okay, you know what I mean? I fully understand.
Right.
I don't get as many of those days because my circle, everything is running. And, you know, between job, you know, just house names, definitely my youth football team, love them guys, but it's around the clock. Right. It don't stop. It may be an off season in football, but it don't stop for me. Right. You know, being on the backside of you know, and you would get wound up so many days. That's the reason why it took so long for us to put this together, because it was so many things going on, and you trying your best not to break.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you try. I mean, you working on it. You sitting in the car. You know, when you pull up at the house and just taking them extra minutes to breathe. You ain't even jumping out the car to go. Not that you hate home life. It's just with all that wrapped up on you, you just gotta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Find that strength. Take that deep breath. And just you have to make that move. Same way with you. That's the reason why, you know, when we actually try to put all this together, the schedules.
Oh yeah,
We
schedules
run
are ridiculous.
it. We run it all the time, man. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get that first break, you like, oh, okay. I done sat down. Now do I really want to move?
For real.
But we understand that if we don't jump out here to do what we feel like we're supposed to do, then it's a waste.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm gonna move, if I'm gonna use my voice, whether it's social media or whatever, just for me, it's more heart to heart when I have talks to people. Mm-hmm. If I ain't gonna use that to make this place any better, what's the point?
Right.
We got enough misery.
Yeah.
we got misery up and down. You know, like I always say, man, people want our rhythm but don't want our blues. It's a fact.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, we will not. I would not let them sit. No, I would not sit around and let people lay blame. And what I mean by that is this: we know we playing a game that's stacked. It's stacked against us. Mm-hmm. We don't have to wear that on our chest every day.
Right.
But you know the parts in there where I'm able to enjoy doing this or helping out my community or just being on vacation with my family, I'm gonna take full advantage of that.
Right.
And there's nothing like when I come home, I got my grands here, or I get to see my son, he probably dipping out to go to work or go hang out with his friends, or I see my daughter, you know, out there, you know, working. But I wouldn't trade none of that for anything.
Right.
And I don't want nobody to put it on us that, you know, we always talking about this and that and how hard we've had it and slavery and this and that we don't, you know, we just not going to move. We're not going to, you know, we just got to sit here and basically let you hand us what you want us to have.
Yeah. Let you define our worth.
That ain't going to work, dog.
Right.
I don't even run with nobody that believe that.
Right.
So, well, I would, you know, but I got off that, but it was just a part of that I had to throw in there. But I was so enthused when you came up with this topic because it was something that needed to be said because a lot of people perceive your life to go one way and don't really understand what you're dealing with. Right.
Because they don't truly know you.
It ain't even so much that. Yeah, exactly. They either know of you or they have taken bits and pieces of what you may post or what somebody said about you, you know, and try to piece it together. Mm-hmm. But they haven't taken the time to say, hey, man, you know what? Let's go grab lunch. I want to talk to you. I want to pick your brain. Right. That type of thing.
Right.
You know.
That's true.
And that's something that I'm finding for some reason is harder and harder amongst us. Mm-hmm. Okay? Me going to somebody else outside my race and say, let me pick your brain, no problem. Mm-hmm. But for me to you, it's like, man, he might do better than me. Yeah. That's crazy. And we have to understand it can be more than one of us. It don't have to be one of us for each little segment of life that succeeds. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. That's bananas. Get out of that mentality. Yeah. I tell you like this, you'll be less impressed with money when you realize how much they print every day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, they not gonna stop making it. No. You know? So why that gonna impress me? I want the stuff that's rare.
Yeah.
That you ain't gonna find it every day. Okay?
Yeah.
Not something that they making a pallet of right now and they finna ship out the door. You know?
It reminds me of Dead Presidents when my man was sitting there talking to Lorenz Tate and he said, he shook his head and said, Uncle Sam, money to burn.
Money to burn.
You know, but it made so much sense.
Right.
But like, and see, so falling into the substance half of this thing, the 20% that really counts is your substance. Substance goes with your character. See, if your character and your morals are jacked up, you can pretty much cancel having anything pure in your life. Anything that's going to respond to you when you need it in your life. It's not going to be there because you haven't put out something real in order to receive real back. Because energy transfer is so real.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So what you put out there comes back. It's the law of sowing and reaping. Same thing. And it's like, so substance goes to what you're really made of, how you react to situations, how real a situation is. Like, it goes into correlation with your foundation. What are you based off of? What do you make? What? As a man, how do you start? You know what I'm saying? How do you start your journey for success? What is your foundation that you're not willing to go below? Because you have to remember, a lot of times you're asked to go below to get the money that you feel like you want to have. Because a lot of people do things you like, dang, why? I didn't know they did it like that. But it's like, you have to realize, when a person doesn't have a plan and someone comes up and sees the potential in them, and they'll say, well, I got a little spot for you now. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get this money, we can get this money. But you're going to have to do it my way. now, at that moment,
that person, depending on what kind of situation they in.
Right. Depending on what type of person they is.
You go compromise
all your morals are gone if you place the money above it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you place that success, that mantle, that whatever you're trying to reach.
But if you hold true, you just say, look, man, I respect the offer, but I'm at the pass.
Yeah. It'll come how it's supposed to, and you'll actually be standing on your foundation. And that's why I man, a lot of guys at the shop, man, will tell you when we, talking and chopping it up at the barbershop, man, a lot of them say, man, you the same all the time. I say, man, I'm 49 years in. I ain't got nothing else for you.
Right.
It's the ninth inning. I have nothing else to give you other than me. Like,
there can be no faking.
You see what I'm saying? It take too much effort to put a mask on.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Playboy. There's cats out here our age and older than us that's out here still running that fake.
Yeah.
And that's the part that hurts. You ain't even an OG. You just old.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You got nothing to pass along.
Right.
But a pair of Jordans and a Gucci bag.
Right.
No knowledge, no nothing.
No nothing. No inheritance, no nothing.
You're not an OG. You just old.
And man, and that's the crazy part. Is like the substance side of the 80-20 is the part that's so unpopular.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? No one wants the substance side, so it's often not chosen. That's why a lot of times we don't know the people around us. That's why the script said what the scriptures say. Know them that labor amongst you. He said it for a reason, because it's like I have to know who you are in order to have some type of reliability for any situation. Because if I'm gonna be with you, what's coming to you is coming to me if I'm with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like knowing your circle, knowing the depth of your circle, man. It's like the smaller your circle, the better. Because who wants to have a circle with 100 people in it, and now you have 100 different lives to contend with, plus yours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, you could be famous. Yeah, you could have, you know, the popularity of being whoever you are or whatever. But if there's nothing a person can rely on every time they see you, I told a cat, it's funny. I said, everybody uses the little saying, "Iron sharpens iron."
Right.
And I told a cat, I said, we can talk. And iron will sharpen iron, but don't show up with aluminum.
It is.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because this iron will bang that aluminum up. So you can't get through that. You won't make it.
You'll make it.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's when you meet a genuine person, you know. Because there's a level of comfort that comes with a genuine person. Because it's like, I know what to expect every time I'm around you. I know that without a shadow of a doubt, I know no matter what's coming in your life. Because I've had plenty of hectic days. But in dealing with people, because people are still going to bring you their issues if that's what you've been doing. And like yourself, I've been mentoring probably 20 years now. But my life can't take away from my gift.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I still have to be there because it's still needed outside of me. Now I could be selfish and shut down every time something comes up and not be in position. But see what happens when I need and I shut down when you need. See now, because I had to keep going back to the script because that's really what life is. But if you don't give mercy, you can't obtain mercy.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like some people want to cut your throat whenever you mess up something small or you don't come through or you're not able to do this or do that, and they want to cut your throat, chop your head off, all this other kind of crap.
But then want you to have mercy on them when it comes back the other way.
When they situation fall through, they like,
oh man, you ain't gonna look out. Oh,
really? It's like that?
Yeah, it's like that.
It's like that?
You done me the same way.
Yeah, because I learned something about folks is that if a person show me who they are, I don't argue with them.
No. And the biggest thing you can learn from that is believe the first time.
That's right. You showed me one time. I'm tell you, I told my wife that, man. She was like, you really don't mess with people once they've crossed you like that. I said, no, I don't. I said, because there's no need.
Right.
You know, so there's no need of me allowing you to practice on how to be a jerk.
Exactly.
When you've already showed me. So if you showed me and I continue to mess with you, I'm up for the task. Yeah. I'm in for the foolishness.
You have signed up.
I am signed up for the foolishness.
Exactly.
I'm all in.
And go back to that. Look, I can forgive you. Don't mean I trust you.
Right.
I can forgive you.
I don't have no grudge, no nothing. You just show me who you were.
The forgiveness, man, is for me. Because if I gotta walk around and every time I see you or I hear your voice or somebody call your name, and it's making me feel different than when I woke up, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But it ain't that person's problem because they going to continue to be who they are.
Right.
It's a problem for you because you ain't let it. I promise you, I put my right hand to God. Okay. I'm a witness to the power of forgiveness. When you let it go, dog, man, it open your whole world. You start taking on stuff that you ain't never see coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, once you release all that, then you start to feel those blessings. And everybody think blessings gotta be material. It ain't even that, man. The mere fact that I could get up and walk again, man, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do nothing on that couch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Small stuff. It ain't gotta be, oh man, the blessing is I got this and I got that and I'm rocking this and that. Man, I ain't worried about none of that. All this, like you say, we on the 50 piece. I ain't I ain't worried about none of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look, hey, you know what the blessing is? But look at her. Look at my wife. Let's just leave. She be like, when I pack my bag. All right, we out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's that piece that you just 3 years ago, 4 years ago, wrapped up, couldn't forgive, couldn't do nothing. And you ought to seen that more than anybody because I talk to you every time I came in and get a cut. And just how this conversation slowly changed. It went from rah, 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 and they did this and that, to now it's like, man, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And so, like I said, you know, it's this 80-20 thing, so it's a beast. But it's balanced. And like you said, the 20 don't really get, you're not, if you're in that 20 space, you're not going to get noticed. Nobody's going to talk about you. Nobody's going to put you on. But you have to live in that truth. And if you stay in that truth and continue to just do what you do in that truth, you'll slowly see that 20.
Yeah.
See, so they had the 80, now they had 77, now they had 74. It's a slow, consistent grind, and most folks either stall out because they just sick and tired of basically beating their head up against the wall, or you make it. There is no in between.
Right.
For me,
right.
Either you gonna stall out or we gonna keep going until we get there.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
And it's just like you said, you're not gonna be liked. Get over that. If you gonna be somebody in this world, you got to live on that principle that you're not gonna be liked. Because you could do the best by everybody, and the mere fact that you're trying to not even trying. That's just the way you carry on business. You get what I'm that you trying to do right by everybody. That's gonna make somebody else dislike you, and that's crazy.
Yeah, and I figured out why. I figured that because I thought about that thing right there. And just from experience, not saying I'm this great mind or whatever, you know, just been blessed to get some clarity, some clarity and some clearance on some things. But man, like when you can do what another person is not willing to sacrifice to do, you now may become, now it just depends on the person because sometimes they'll look up to you and try to reach to where you are. But for the most part, people are like, you think you're something. You feel like you're better.
Why, yes, I do.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so that's why I was talking about the circles.
Right.
Because you need people in your circle that have a like mind. Because what we fail to realize is looks are trash. It is about the mind. And I just really feel compelled to clear up something. And because people always say, I got a good heart. Not the one in your chest. Because that one is deceitful in all its ways. Because you make hard decisions, you lose. See, this is the thing. The reason why I say that is because you do things so someone else may not go through something. That's not always the right path because that very thing they have to go through might be what's going to save their life.
Exactly.
That might be what's going to make them turn that curve. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it is the hardest thing when it's somebody that you love.
Yeah.
And you got to watch them go through absolute insanity.
Yes.
And you have to let them walk.
You got to let them go through it.
You got to let them go through it. Yeah. As much as you want to put that wall up so they don't feel it.
Yeah. The heart of man is the mind. And we don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mind. That's why I got to go back to the book. As a man thinketh. He never would have mentioned the brain and the mind if that was not what was going to be the key to our existence. Think. You know what I'm saying?
Like, right.
The only people surviving right now and getting paper right now that's going to be substantial, that's going to be able to give something to their kids or be some type of help to the community or whatever the case may be, is a thinker. If you're out here and you're not a thinker, you're not going to survive long because they are getting a lot of things together, a lot of plans together that are going against those who don't think. Because the ones that just follow whatever's hot right now, you just jump in and follow. You don't look at the consequences. You don't look at the other side of it. You don't look at the down the road a little bit like, well, this probably gonna come back to bite me. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at that kind of stuff, and you just jump in and follow because it's hot right now. And that right there, within itself, is foolishness. Like without a plan, you're going to perish. Period. It just is what it is. Like we try to get away from the basics. We were established on fundamentals. Black folk and white folk, everybody that's walking this earth, there are certain things that you have to do in order to still be here. It's just the rules of this thing. But see, you have it now to where people are so ungrateful. You have people that are so short-minded, so right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to build anything. But dang, what kind of house do you have if you put the walls up and stuff before you put the foundation down? You got a house that's going to fall as soon as you put a picture on the wall.
Right.
It's over. So, you know, it's like, so the foundation of everything, man, that's your substance. Because once you get your foundation correct, man, it'll hold. And you can build whatever you want to build. You know what I'm saying? The sky's the limit at that point. But until we get to where we want that foundation to be solid and that we care enough about the foundation. Because I'm going to tell you something funny. When you look at a house, you can't see the foundation.
At all.
Only thing you do with a foundation is you can feel it because you got to walk on it. You got to sleep on it. You got to dwell on top of it. So your foundation will grow and show you as you go along like, look, that's what I needed. Glad I did that first. So that now what's approaching me, I can stack on top of this and not worry about it falling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about my family falling. I'm not worried about, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about me as a person falling because my foundation's strong. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the things that really made this 80-20 so important to bring out is that understand I can make it look good. Boy, I can make it look real good, make it look real
good, real easy.
But when you get in it, you're going to realize that I lied to you. You're going to realize that I led you astray. You're going to realize that I gave you false hope. You're going to realize that I gave you the 80 instead of the 20. Once you get in it. That's the problem, though. We don't find out till we're in it.
You bamboozle us.
Straight pull the wool.
We didn't land on the rock. Putting a rock in it. But yeah, you know, I definitely understand what you're saying.
You know, it's so important, man, because we're always disappointed in people who deal with us through image. Because whenever you meet a person, you're looking for substance. You may not say that. You may not even think that. But your actions are just natural. You're drawn to substance. That's why certain people are drawn to you if you have substance. That's why certain people come to talk to you when they're dealing with things because they know there's substance there that I'm going to get. I'm going to get what I need from this person because I know what they have. Feel me? Like I'm not, because I've already dealt with the image. That's why I'm struggling. So I go to one that possesses the substance. Maybe I can figure out what my substance is as well. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is that we're just strengthening one another. Really like plugging folks in. We walking around like chargers. We plugging their cell phones into us. All right, look, get a good charge and go on. Get a good charge and go on. You know what I'm saying? Because your phone might be running dead before you get home. We'll plug in and then get on to what you need to get to. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the importance of being the type of people that we are in the community. For those that know and those that don't, if you don't know, you know now. we are holding it down in our community. Okay, and that's the main frame. Because if I can build your mind, I ain't worried about your hands.
Say it again.
If a man can build your mind, your hands don't matter because they gotta follow instructions. So we gotta get back into being men that talk to each other, communicate, that share, because emotions are not weaknesses. It's part of life.
Exactly.
And stop trying to be so hard to the point to where you end up in a situation to where you're completely broken. You know what I'm saying? We wonder what's wrong with our kids. We wonder what's wrong with our relationships. We wonder what's wrong with our families. Because you're not getting to the realness anymore. Older people, see, you think about it.
And I think, I mean,
no, you're good. Go ahead.
But
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying, in the part of that realness, some people think that realness has to be rude.
Right.
I'm gonna say it like it is. Nah, man, you can pull somebody to the side and be like, look, man, I see you.
Just as calm.
Look, I'm peeking out my window, and I see you out there doing your thing, but I really need to talk to you, man. Mm-hmm. And that's keeping it real. And you ain't raised your voice. You ain't embarrassed nobody.
Nope.
Nothing. But people get that confused. That realness has to be rude. No,
right.
They don't.
Not
in the least.
With what you're saying, a lot of times people received it that way. That's why they give it that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever was in their life.
That's going to be a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
So, because honestly, we've had that talk, man.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out to my auntie, Stella Sky, for being here for me personally. But it's the thing that we talk about a lot, in the sense that we got generation after generation that was either taught I got to talk to you in a certain tone, or I'm gonna have to beat your ass to get you to understand, what need to be done, or you doing it my way. Mm-hmm. And somewhere in there, nobody's actually slowing it down to these kids or these people that's adults now as to why. Mm-hmm. And they think if you ask why, you're trying to be smart. It's not that. Just explain to me why that has to be exactly like this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you explain it to a child or you explain it to a person, hey, this is why, then they recept to it. They either gonna take it up. This is like yesterday. I went to go get an X-ray. They had the X-ray the back of my neck. Hey, the lady just said, this is gonna sound funny, but I know this method works because I am a bigger guy. My shoulders get in the way of examining my neck because all of this here, right? She said, it's funny. She said, I want you to tilt your head. And she brought the light in front of me, tilted it down, and then told me to open my mouth. Now, in retrospect, you're like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. But I had to trust this lady, and then she said, I'm going to explain it to you why I'm doing it this way. And then afterwards, when she was done and she explained it, it didn't sound horrible. It just, okay, she know what she's doing, but now she's taking the time to explain to me why she did it that way.
So I know.
Yeah. And we gotta get to that. Not just cussing somebody out and doing this and whooping them to say, well, that's just my way. No, it is not. Yeah. We have had 400 plus of beatings.
Yeah. Right.
We got to get into some healing and some understanding. The beating time. And I ain't gonna say it's over, because I'm telling you like this, you're in my eyes, it's gonna be certain things you're gonna get your ass whooped, but then I'm gonna explain to you why I whooped your ass. Right. That's just what it is.
Right. That's the thing. Instructions have to come with discipline. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Even with what you're saying about dealing with people our age, our peers, and people that are a little younger, maybe a little older. Mm-hmm. The thing I learned is that when you label a person a child, it does not refer to age. a child refers to mentality because you have a lot of old children. You got a lot of timeless, you know what I'm saying, toddlers. You got a lot of, you got like elderly teenagers.
There's somebody looking at this right now and their face is scrolled up.
I mean, you just do it. And I'm going to tell you how it's facts. I'm going to take you back to the book. Did you ever notice that the name never changed from the children of Israel? You were never ever called the men and women of Israel. You were always called the children because there was always an immature mentality that plagued the people that kept them into trouble, kept them into situations. Look at us now. We have an immature way of approaching things and it keeps us in situation, keeps us in turmoil, keeps us in foolishness. Mm. See what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I say, you know, being a child only means your experience or your maturity level is low. That's all it is.
Does it have anything
no, just like
age?
I'm a child when it comes to podcasts. Because every single thing I've been doing, I've been learning. Everything has been taught.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But see, I had to remove what I thought I knew to get what I needed to know. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of situations, we have to do that because sometimes you're trying to tell people stuff and they're trying to tell you. You like, no, hell, you asked me. How the hell is you telling me? If you telling me, you didn't need me to tell you. What did you bother me for?
Right.
You could have let me go ahead on with my day and do what I was doing.
Exactly.
So that's why I say a lot of times we don't tell people the truth. And that's one thing. If you talk to me, I'm going to tell you. So that's why I say if you don't want to hear the truth, stay away from the kid. Because I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not going to be rude, not going to be nothing. But I'm going to just tell you what you're giving me. Like, because I can't make you and mold you into anything. Not going to try. That's not my job. Nope. My job is to sow a seed in your mind. Hopefully it will jog something. So hopefully it'll make something spark or grow. Or you'll find out something within yourself that you didn't even know you had. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Those hidden strengths inside.
And that's,
you know what I mean?
That what you just said is why I gravitate to certain coaches. Mm-hmm. And when you say that, you know, we big youth football. And everybody say, you know, I got dogs. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. I love coaches that go get kids and bring the dog out of them. They don't even know they got it.
Right.
But they've taught enough positive into the child that child truly believes they can go out there and do anything. To me, that's coaching.
Right.
And you get what up. If you got a natural talent that you ain't got to say nothing to, I mean, that's why you still the head coach, but they ain't coaching. I mean, I like cats that really build these kids up and show them, hey, you got it. We just got to figure out how to unlock it.
Right.
You know, right. And that's like, whoa. To me, that's coach. You know.
And, well, that's funny you say that because, like, I have clients. At one point in time, would come in the shop and not say a word. Mm-hmm. Get a haircut.
Get up.
Thanks, man. Bye. Pay. Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? See you next time. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever. Mm-hmm. But then they get to the point to where they're like, okay. This cat's solid. Check this out. So, Jay, let me run something by you right quick. Mm-hmm. You know, and then it's like they'll spill a situation, and then the response is what separates you from the 80-20. If you respond in substance instead of the image, if you would respond to things that you're asked with substance, it goes so much further. It establishes your character so much further. It's just, you know what I'm saying, you're concrete in your walk. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because when I leave the house, I know who I am. When I'm in the house, I know who I am. When I'm away, I know who I am. This, that, and the other. But it took time. Oh, yeah. Because I had to realize there's no value in me impressing you. None at all. There's no value in that because I don't learn anything about me All I learned about is what you want and what you expect out of me. So once again, the instruction that comes with things allow you to understand. I'm not telling you this stuff so that you'll turn and act like me. I'm telling you this stuff so that you can use what's within you that you don't know about for you. You see what I'm saying? Because your walk is important in my walk. You see what I'm saying? Because let's two agree. How we gonna walk together? We can't sit here and do a podcast. We arguing all the time. Or if everything you say bother me, everything I say bother you.
Take that break real quick, man. Sorry about that.
It's all good, right? It's all good. It's all good.
I forgot what we said.
We really just kind of bringing everything to a head, to a close, to just to understand, man. You know, like out here, work on your 20. You know what I'm saying? Establish your 20. Stop worrying about your 80. And that way it can get into a balance to where your substance will override the image. But until you work on your substance, which is working on your character, working on you, working on your personal, not everybody else. Because let me clear this up, because a lot of people think when you say work on yourself, they want to work on everybody around them. No, you're the common denominator. You work on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That means basically the things that are going on with you, don't mention anyone else's name. Don't mention any other situation. Mention your name, yourself, your situation. And basically take inventory. Take a mental inventory of who you are, where you want to be, how you're going to get there. But it can't ride off of what another person has already done, whatever they have not done. That stuff cannot be what gets you to that next level, because you're never going to get there like that. We always have to remember self-inventory is the most important thing. And everybody laughed when Michael Jackson was talking about Man in the Mirror, but that's one of the strongest songs to ever be made, because that's the one don't nobody want to deal with.
Ooh.
See, everybody want to deal with the background of the mirror, not who's standing in it. So it's like, let me deal with me, find out with me, just like people who have terrible relationships a lot. Oh, and there's always some drama or who's just surrounding them, and they always blame on everybody else.
But
it's everybody else's fault. No, it's not. You're the common denominator. So you need to check see about what you're doing, see what kind of person you are, first of all. Because a lot of people that have drama in their life, you know why they have drama in their life? Because they're dramatic.
They created. They are the creators of it.
You know what I'm saying? Because you create your own environment. You know what I'm saying? So whatever your environment is, you know what I'm saying? You got to take that responsibility.
And that's just truly part of human nature, man. It's okay to self-reflect. Let me say, you know what, man? I could have done this a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, hold yourself accountable.
It's called growth.
Man, boy, you can say that again. You know, and I'm all about growth.
That's growth. Yeah, that's growth.
And just speaking for myself, just like, man, I really can see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, you go from harboring this and that to just letting go and be like, okay, I got some stuff I know I need to change.
Yeah.
And once you get on it and you own it, like, okay. And it's not going to be, it ain't going to be a total transformation overnight. It's work.
Right. It's a process.
It's a process. Like I say, trust it.
Trust. Yeah.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right. Just like going back to what you say. If you stay on that 20, you'll take care of the 80.
Yeah.
Just stay on the 20.
It'll flip-flop. And then you'll become 80% substance, working your way towards 100%. But you're really going to be that 80% substance will control the imagery. When when your mind and your character's right, see what you put out there will be correct. But see, until we deal with our minds and ourselves,
Right.
we're going to keep that rat race of putting up an image and trying to keep up that pace that's not even ours. Our pace doesn't belong to us. That's just like me and you right now, switching places with two marathon runners. What for?
Why?
What is the purpose? We are not going to make it. First of all,
Nope.
that's ridiculous because we have no training.
No,
not
whatsoever.
We don't have the wind to be fooling with.
And I'm probably going to be I'm going to be blazing to that stop sign right there. And then it's a wrap.
It's a done deal. I'll be up there asking you questions. Hey, where can I go back home? Is there a penalty for turning around?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I ain't got no parts of that, bro.
That's the thing, though. It's not a sprint.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon, man. We gotta sign up for it. A lot of times we sign up for the short term, but we don't sign up for the long term. And the long term of life is you putting your mark in this place for you and your people. You know what I'm saying? Because we're too selfish. We're not nation-minded at all. If something happens somewhere to a person you don't even know, it still should bother you as if you knew them. Because that's your people. They just don't live with you or somebody you don't know or see, but they're still your people because someone has to care about everyone in general. You see what I'm saying? Like our people in general. And I keep saying our people is because others have help. Others have privilege. Others have different things that help them to get over those humps. But a lot of times that privilege and those different things don't fall in our lap. So we have to be stronger and tighter together more so than anyone else. And we're not grabbing that concept. We're still wanting to be separate. We're still trying to be islands, not knowing you can't build a nation with a bunch of islands. You're going to have to come together. And if we're looking at any type of news or anything that's going on right now in the world, I mean, it's evident. Dude, this thing is falling apart. So we're going to have to draw near to each other. We're going to have to really, literally, mentally lock arms out here and start coming together, seeing what kind of, land, what kind of different things we can do, which is another totally different podcast, which we're going to get to.
Yeah, we will get to.
You know what I'm saying? But we've got to put our minds in that direction, and the 80-20 is the start. Because that's what gets you to deal with you so that you're the right piece when you do show up to do something with everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You're made into that particular pillar or that particular rock, that particular foundation of the situation that you're getting into. Because you don't want to go into a situation and be the loose end. You see what I'm saying? Because like a lot of times failure leads to all of that depression, all the other stuff. When in all actuality, failure is just a bookmark. It just lets you know this particular thing didn't work when you did it that way.
Gotcha.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So we still got to get through that. You know what I mean? It's like I say, that was the reason why this sparked so hard in the brain. Like the 80-20 is like, yeah. Because we leave it at 20. Like, it's okay. I got a little substance. I'm not a complete liar. I'm not a complete crook. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a complete jerk. I'm all right sometimes. I don't cuss people out all the time. I don't talk shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good sometimes. Sometimes. If you catch me on the right day, you know what I mean? Whatever. No, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you gotta have a certain level of character within you, man, to where these situations don't change who you are, but you end up changing the situations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We got to be atmosphere changers. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, love this though. You know what I'm saying? Love this. And people y'all just keep pushing, man. You know, because this gentleman, man, I'm tell you something. You can be having a crazy day, and he'll text a message to you. He's done this to me several times, and it'll be just random, but it'll be a message that I needed at the time. We ain't talked.
No.
So it has to be a connection. Folks don't understand, connections don't stop. Connections are ongoing. Just because you're not talking every second of the day this, that, and the other, that doesn't ruin a real connection.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
not at all.
Especially when it's, you know what I mean?
With you, I mean, Jimmy been a part of my life for 30 plus years. 35.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't talk to him every day. I might see him once every 3 months, 3 or 4 months. But we just hit each other about the blue and be like, hey man, just checking on you. My oldest brother lives in Texas, so of course I don't get to see him every day, but just checking on you. And people know me, period. They'll get random texts out the blue and they just like, hey man, I needed that. Because when I connect with you, I can feel you. I know when something ain't right.
Right.
And it is really up to you if you want to talk about it or not. But I'm just saying, I'm here.
Right.
I'm gonna shoot you something, and it just was on me. Uh, but I think that operating in that 80-20 is definitely the way to to go, in the sense that I have to stay on that 20, and I have to be consistent with that 20. And my consistency, so sometimes in that 20 though, you might have to change the route on that 20.
Mm-hmm.
You still on it, just going about it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to do that with certain things with certain things, with even just getting back to the community, I had to go different routes. And it ain't nothing wrong with changing the route. Just as long as you keep the goal in mind.
Yeah, same destination.
Same destination.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to do it a different way. And from us to you guys out there, I mean, stay on it. Stay on, keep pushing. If you need us, reach out to us.
Yeah.
We here, with this guy in the shop 6 days a week. And me, I'm rolling between here and there. But if you got our number, hit us up. You can hit us up on Messenger, whatever. Our main point out here is to have make change, but make positive change. We got enough negative in this world. And if this voice ain't gonna allow me to change stuff for the positive, I'd rather not do it. It ain't about no money behind it. It ain't nothing about nothing like that. We looking to make change, and that change is gonna have to start with us. I realize my faults, my things that I need to do better. I work on them every day. I'm not. I'm not a Superman to think that I'm a know-it-all. I got it all figured out. That ain't the case. What I do know is sometimes you have to play crazy. You really have to step into a situation and let everybody else, tell their story. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. Just listen. And we're gonna keep doing this and make it better. For not just ourselves, because this is like therapy for me. So it's like a vent session, and at the same time, it may help somebody else. So I'm definitely with it. We're gonna stay on it. We're gonna get a little bit more consistency. I know it's been a while since we recorded the first one. Like I say, that go back to how really crazy our schedules are. But we have to take care of those responsibilities first. In that, we also owe a responsibility for anybody that has subscribed to us to keep the content consistent. And we will. We have carved out that time now. We on a schedule. We on a schedule now. So
got into a science now.
Yeah, we got into a science now. And so you'll see more from us. We really we talked about it during a meeting we had last Sunday. We're really going to get into helping our nonprofits. We're going to institute a really cool program that I seen a radio station do probably 20 years ago, and we're going to bring it back in another form, but it's to help the nonprofits that help the community. So we'll be throwing out information, and we might end up doing a short video in a couple of days to kind of explain it exactly what we're looking for and what we're going to do to help out. Um, because, like I say, if it ain't about positive change, then there ain't no reason for me to do this at all.
Yeah.
We have to be responsible, and the content that we put out, it's a lot of stuff out there that's just out there for views. It's view based. It's some of it just maddening, but it's nothing that's gonna change anything.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we jumped out here, and we're gonna see where this thing takes.
Yeah. Y'all just keep riding with us.
Keep riding with us. It will get better.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, before we're done, you're gonna get what you need. You just have to continue to seek, continue to work, man. Don't stop working. Don't stop thinking. Don't stop aspiring, man. Don't stop trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop trying to improve. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying, that we can improve ourselves. So it's just things that we have to do, not something we want to do because a lot of times we're comfortable with ourselves. But that's not the self that we need to get the things done that we want. So we're going to have to get out of our comfort zones and jump into a lot of different things. And so we're going to be doing it. And you're going to see our walk and our journey in this podcast circuit. You're going to see our journey. So as we make our journey, you make yours. You know what I'm saying? And we'll meet at the end. You know what I mean? But also soon, advertising, different things will be available, as we move forward. So, like I said, we're going to get the necessary contact information and everything up for you to do those things. So, like I say, y'all stick with us, man. We're loving it, and we're going to keep moving with this thing, all right?
Yes, sir.
Peace and love. Oh, man. My God.